Hello. Hello, hello. Give me a moment. I'll just close the door here. All right. Okay. So, hope you're all doing fine. Fine and well and dandy and all the good things. Last day of week 5, huh? And I don't have much to show. Hmm. Oh well. Oh well. Let me just quickly check with the audio. All right. Okay. So, what did we do yesterday? I think a bunch of I don't know, a bunch of weird stuff. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, I remember. I remember. Let's just grab that whole thing here. And shrink it all down. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Well, not bad, not bad. Not terrible. I'm kind of feeling like doing something more concrete. Interesting how this is immediately terrible. And it remains terrible, apparently. Not anymore. Huh. Hmm. Pixels. Amazing. Guys, I'm doing pixel art. Amazing. Technically not incorrect. Technically, if you're being pedantic about it. Alright, let's. Hmm? Why doesn't shift undo work anymore? Oh, probably because I clicked on something, didn't I? Possibly. Alright. I mean, kind of want to keep this. I liked it. I like this, you know? It was like it was almost an afterthought in terms of, um, yes. Hmm. Alright, let me get my glove. Almost forgot. Almost forgot the glove. There we go. So, okay. I'm thinking about it. This drawing glove is like a massive scam, isn't it? Almost like printer cartridges, you know? Like you get less than half of a glove. Or maybe half of a glove. You get half a glove for like, what did this cost me? I think $15. Fucking hell. Oh well. Oh well. At least, you know, it does its intended function, I guess you could say. So let me see. I want to save, yes. Hmm. Let's see if we can do something here. Oh, my bad. This is a little bit too small, isn't it? Hmm. All right. Let me see. Hmm. Okay, this might be a bit too large. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Not sure what I'm doing here right now. I'm a little bit, I don't know, agitated. Or like, I don't know. Bit weird today. Also, the right arm is a lot larger than the left arm. Let me go back on this. Let me not save it. No. Let me just do some warm-ups to get my mind off of things. Okay. A new layer, please. Let's make this layer disappear. All right. What were we doing yesterday? I kind of forgot. Let me read some of my notes here. Yes, concerning mechs. Right. We were trying. I was trying to draw a mech and ended up doing nothing of the sort. And instead, just tried to figure out in what way contour lines help describe form, basically. Right? I think that's mostly what I did yesterday. I'm just looking a little bit at Pinterest. Maybe today I'll try drawing an animal, actually. I've been meaning to do that anyway, you know? I have been meaning to do that anyway. So let's try it today, huh? That is a cut. Okay. I also kind of want to try rendering like something fully. Like I feel like I haven't, or rather, I know I haven't finished any particular drawing, you know. And I kind of want to move away from that circumstance, you know. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird thing, right? Like, at some point, I want to get better at rendering, but if I never do rendering, I'll never get better at it. But I also just generally want to improve my art skills, right? But if I always try to finish a drawing, you know, I might end up spending more time on rendering than the basic construction of the forms, right? Basic description. A double-edged sword. Truly. Anyway, today we'll try drawing maybe these 3 cats here. Or I think 2 cats and 1 deer of sorts. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I've recently seen a lot of interesting cat drawings. Let me check if I can find them. I hope I saved them in my... Yes, I did. I saved them on my board. Let me look at this. Ah, a beautiful cat. I also kind of want to try new brushes, but like I have no clue at all what I'm doing. I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow. Watch some tutorials about brushes. See if I can find any competent ones. Let's see. We'll see. Maybe I'll end up trying it today anyway. Let me just grab these images first. It's interesting how Pinterest is actually remembering or taking the average. I don't know. It's kind of predicting like what images I would save under what um, board, you know? Ouch, my ears are hurting. Ow. What the hell? Let me try and turn the music down further. Ouch. Okay. Maybe this will help. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Good cat. Hmm. Actually, I kind of want to do this cat. Let's draw this cat. Let us draw this cat. Cat in box. Maybe a dog? Nice cat. Hmm. 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 Open image. Open image. There we go. Okay. Let me save this. Project, art, drawings, reference, characters, animals. Perfect. All right, and you too, and the deer as well. Or is this like? Would this qualify something else? I think the male, right? Quote deer. I don't know if, what the word for that is in English. Grows antlers, right? The female doesn't, I believe. Anyway, let me close these images. I hope I didn't save this twice now. But it wouldn't be that much of an issue. Okay, I didn't. Good. Where am I? This is warm up still. Alright. I guess I'll do some basic stuff. Hey, that was okay. Not so much. What the hell? Hmm. 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 The hell am I doing here? Is this perhaps just too far apart? I don't know, guys. Maybe instead of doing this, like, I don't know, vacuous, very general, like, line control things, I should instead do something I could actually make use of, like, directly. Like, bending primitive forms, perhaps, you know? Maybe that would help me more. Because it's like, as you can see, rarely, it's rarely the case that I have to draw a very straight line to a perfect point. More often than not, it's about curves, because I've been drawing a lot of humans, right? Although I guess this does help now that I'm trying to shift more over to mechs. Might still do it. I don't know what this is. Is this a phone? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know, huh? Alright. Let me get my carpet here. Kind of feel like I'm about to need it. Ouch. I should definitely try and go to bed earlier today. Because I've been staying up late a bit. Not a good idea. But I couldn't resist, you know? Couldn't resist. The temptations were too great. Ouch. Now I have pain. What is this? Bristles. Glaze? What is that? Spacing. Weird stuff. I'm wondering if there's like an option similar to, was it Procreate or Clip Studio? Wait, is it even Clip Studio? I don't quite remember. Could be not the case. I don't know. Weird. Anyway. I'm kind of hot. Let me open the window here. It's been quite windy today though, so might have to close it very soon again. We'll see. We'll see. It's kind of like a not so very nice day, but given that tomorrow is the 1st of April, right? The weather is kind of expected to be honest, you know, so it's whatever. You know what, fuck it. I kind of want to, excuse my French, I kind of want to try and render an eye, but I don't know how to do it. What? Did you see that? The hell was that? Maybe instead of drawing it in like red. Again? Do you see this? Is it because I'm touching something down here? The hell? Maybe I'm making too large of a movement. You know? I'm kind of like doing too much, you know? In that sense, perhaps. Perhaps. I have no idea. I can't do it like other people. I don't even know if this is an eye. What is this? What are you? Let's just have it look straight at us. Well, as best as that is possible. What is this? Hmm. I kind of feel like I've already forgotten how to draw again. Every day, a new day. Hmm. Man, I'm kind of feeling stupid right now. Hmm. The question is though, how do I do this? Because a lot of the videos that I see about like people just rendering, they do it like with 15,000 layers of. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And I don't know, is that worth the hassle? Don't know. Ugh, go away. Hmm. I mean, kind of like, I kind of feel like I forgot the important lessons already. Fuck this. I don't want to do this. No. Yes, we'll save it. Whatever. Let me go to practice and draw the animals I wanted to draw. Let me grab them. Let me move into reference. This one, and this one. Okay, I guess that did not work as intended. There we go. Reference. Don't need any of these. Okay, we'll take the dog. We'll take the cat. And we will take the deer. Let's move all of this a bit further up. All right. Wrong image. There we go. All right. Okay. Basic tenets. Basic tenets. Goals. Learning how to abstract from reference. In other words, honing the ability to work from primary forms to specific tertiary forms. It's an arbitrary description, like the primary form and secondary and tertiary, right? Let's not go down that route. That's kind of stupid. Let me backtrack and not confuse this. Okay, what is this? Oh, right. Alright, let's move in and see if we can find some of these interesting forms here. Let me switch this. So I would say with a rectangular shape here. What could this be? This could be I don't know, what is this form? It's not really anything in particular, is it? Not too sure about this. Not too sure about this at all. Maybe I am breaking it down too much, you know? Maybe I should just ignore this negative space here and instead do something like this. I don't know, it might seem a bit too daunting of a form. This kind of works. I guess. Then we have the neck. Okay, let's try and see if we can find any what's the word? Landmarks, right? Landmarks. What could serve as a landmark? I mean, since this is mostly about the head right there, the jaw probably, yeah. It's a very dominant line in here. This. Okay. Then the schnauzer. Definitely. This is certainly something I would get lost in. This indent here. I think that's unnecessary. If we just go like this. Make sure we mark the side of the head. You know. So like this, maybe. Let me see. Kind of works. I think. Alright. Let's try drawing this. Let's try it with the jaw here. Just basic forms. Also, let's not forget the turning of this face. Right. I guess I could make it work like so. Almost kind of looks like he's smiling here. Almost. You know? Kind of feel like I'm again trying to punch through my tablet. I have to recall all the things that I'm actually trying to keep in mind here, right? Because this is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Let's first try and give this the three-dimensionality. So we call a upon this form here. Something like this, maybe. There's a shadow in there, but yeah, I don't think I can grab that the way I've drawn this here. No. Maybe like so. Somewhat, though it's a bit too thick. Something like this, yeah? Then we want to make sure the schnauzer is properly being defined, I guess. Described. This is too much and incorrect. It's almost like it's open to the side here, you know? And it's a bit too perked up. It's more like a slouch here. It's more like so, maybe, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So let's try and put the bottom of the jaw in there. Something like this, maybe. Alright, now I'm missing like this. Actually, it's more like this, right? One kind of looks like he's eating something, so let's get rid of this line. I kind of don't want to miss the change in plane here. But I can't really mark it correctly, so I guess we'll have to do without it. This isn't terrible. Let's do the other ear. A bit too scratchy. There we go. Let me backtrack on this. Just a little bit. Something like that, yeah. And then we have a lot of shadow in there, actually. Surprisingly enough. Because of how the form just bends, I guess. This is not terrible. Not terrible at all. It could be a lot worse. I didn't quite capture his very stern look, but let me actually try that here. It's almost like he's a bit squinting a bit, you know? Because too much sun or whatever. This makes it 10 times better already. I feel like, I don't know. Let me just correct this here. Cleaning up can certainly be helpful just to see how well you've described the subject, right? But I think in this case, I leave everything as it is, you know, all the corrections as best as I left them in. I just decided on this 2 seconds ago. So, yeah. Let me actually put in this connection point here to the ear. Right. Oops. I'm liking this. I mean, I could go about trying to describe a bit more of the body, I guess. So, like, some of these maybe muscle groups, or just a terminator line. Something like this, maybe? Like, I'm seeing a lot of stuff going on there. Not that I would know any of the muscle groups. Not bad. I think. I think that's not bad. You know? I kind of like it. All things considered. I don't know what these things would be, but all of them considered. Alright? This is decent. Could be worse. Let's draw the cat. Come over here. We will then go ahead and shrink you just a bit. Okay, let's shrink you a bit more then. Damn. This is insane. I mean, it's not, accurate, but like the big forms fit, I think. Some exaggeration on the neck here, as you can see. I like this. I like it a lot. Huh. Guys, I'm liking this. I'm liking this very much. All right, let's move you up here for now. I'll keep it this large, maybe. Actually, no. All right. Now. Come on. All right. Now we move you up here for now. Don't want to pixelate all of this at this point in time. Okay, so this is going to be a bit more vague, I feel like. Yes? The cat just looks a lot more fluffy. There's not as many sharp corners, but we can create them, I think. So, for the head, what are we doing for the head? So, oh, Control Shift A. There we go. For the head, certainly not as easy. Okay. I mean, we will definitely want to ensure that we capture the sides correctly. But again, this is a lot more difficult, I feel like. So as a like basic shape, I could only do like a circle here. You know, I wouldn't know what else to do. Or like a sphere maybe. Which, semantics. In this scenario at least, In our context, semantics. No, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the circle here, the sphere. But also not trying to think what to best use to describe this. Let me drink some water. I have to sit down a bit too. My legs starting to hurt again, or rather my foot. Okay. And while I'm at it, I could also fix the carpet. All right. Let's see. How well this would work out. Okay. Ow. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I can thank the leg hurt for healing some of the foot hurt. You know? Still kind of trying to figure this out. Like a big oval for the body of the cat? I don't want to do too many ovals if I can not, you know? Like, if I cannot, I would prefer that. I like some. I kind of want to like switch from these like vague descriptive forms or primary forms, whatever you want to call it. I want to move from, ovals and cylinders less, but more like ovals and circles and spheres. I want to move away from that more towards triangles and rectangles, just cuboid shapes in general, I guess, because they give me more information about the sides of the subject, right? Which makes a lot of things a bit easier. If I were to do some shading, or some hatching, cross hatching, whatever you call it. Let me take off my glove a bit. It's kind of, well, it's not stopping circulation or anything because the material is just not thick or strong enough to do that. It's kind of feeling weird just on my two fingers here. Feeling a bit weird. Might have to look for a better one, but Wacom. What can I say? What can I say? Tis what it is. Tis but a scratch. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Oh. I almost don't want to say it, but like I was kind of surprised how well I drew that dog, you know? Do have to say it. I do have to say it. I'll just say it, whatever. Kind of surprised how well I drew that. It's not necessarily difficult, but still, I was pleasantly surprised, Pleasantly surprised. I'm kind of like trying to figure out how to. How would you say this in English? To solidify, solidify the knowledge. I don't know I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let me try and think what the other guy said. I think it was Mark Brunet. Yeah, one of his last videos. He was like, try and redraw essentially your reference. Try and figure out what these lines represent, right? Be conscious of it, basically. I think he meant specifically try and look up some of the muscle groups that you feel like you don't understand or why you're drawing certain lines. On the flip side, or like in a different lens, you could also just try and be more conscious of the marks that you make and why you make them, right? Could also be useful. And I think, what else did he say? Let me actually look this up. Okay. Let's see. History. Oh, there was an artist. Man, there was an artist. Okay, let's see. Mark Brunet. Practice less, improve fast, I think was the video. Okay, let's see if I can find. Yep, there's this artist. Mage Mimi. I think I watched her before. Or someone similar. Not quite sure. But it doesn't hurt, you know, looking at how other artists do the things. Hmm. Hmm. I also found the new French Baguette Wee Wee. A new French VTuber to look out for. Let's see. I shall observe her career with great interest. Yes. Like, I think her name is Elise Thornhart. Pretty certain. Okay, let me look at Mark's video here. Let me try and turn it down a bit. Let's see. Oh, right. Oh, right, right. Cementing the knowledge. That's what I meant. Yes. So now that we have drawn this dog, right? In this way, this specific way, according to the reference, right? Guess what he meant was this. You then go in and see how much you actually learned. Now we try and draw the same dog from a different angle, let's say. So, how did we start out? I think it was trying to find landmarks. So, in our case, I think I used the lower jaw for that. It's a big entry line that's going to tell us where the form is headed, in a sense. So now we could, for example, say the dog is looking up. Or we could say the dog is looking down. You know? Right. Okay, so let's focus on the opposite end. So like if this line describes the jaw line closest to us, this line represents the edge of the face furthest from us. So this is like there would be another line here to describe the form, right? Properly. And it would then connect to this line, and we'd then have this something along those lines, right? Okay, let's see. So, trying to think where this dog is looking. Because, you know, it's not necessarily just about remembering the basic stuff here. All right, let's see. kind of starting to look like a horse. You know? I can only imagine how the ear would look in this sense, so let's try not to go overboard here. Hmm. Hmm. It's certainly a lot different because I don't know where I'm going, right? Which makes this a bit more difficult. Perhaps I should figure out a way to first order my thoughts, like doing a thumbnail. Perhaps that would help here, huh? While it's not a finished drawing, that could certainly help with the decision anxiety. Is that the right word? I don't know. I mean, I'm just, regurgitating what I heard somewhere. But it's kind of like, since you don't know where you're going, that reflects in your line work, basically. You know, line that knows it's going to be a C curve, right? To describe a very specific part of a form or an object or whatever. It's going to be a lot different from a exploratory, like, kind of sketch, where you're still trying to figure out what you are even doing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. All right, so hmm, didn't really think about the proportions. And I guess you would be seeing. Hmm. I haven't paid enough attention to this. I think, you know. But at least now I can kind of see some of the issues. Does this make sense? I don't fucking know. Genuinely, I don't know. How is this dog even sitting here? I don't know if this is right. Is this what he meant? Cementing your knowledge or what you just learned by drawing it from imagination. What do you mean? Am I trying to recall what I just drew, or am I trying to move the form? Am I trying to reconstruct what I did? In other words, you know? Oh well. I do remember that this was a bit more slouching, I think. Certainly looks a lot different. A bit more round, to be honest. Less aggressive, if that makes sense. Hmm. Okay. I'm not too certain about this. Hmm. Hmm. Ouch. Legs hurt. This useful? I have no idea. I feel like the ears aren't being described enough. But let me actually look at the reference for this one. It's kind of like he's going back with the ears here. This line also seems a bit too straight. I don't know, I'd have to look at how how this actually looks like when the dog is putting the ears back, I guess. So ready to attack. No, that much I know. Hmm. This is a lot better. But that's because this is, just redrawn basically. This is not. Anyone can do this kind of stuff. Not everyone can do this, as you can see. At least I can't. I'm stupid. Stupido. The hell? There we go. We shrink this shame down quickly. Shrink the shame. Terrible. This is barely looking like a dog. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. That's how it goes. Hey. There we go. Whoops. Ow, I have to sit back down again. Ouch. I don't know. Was this helpful? I probably have to draw from reference a bunch more. Yeah. To refine the construction method, I think, so that I can truly use it in most angles. And I guess then it would just be about understanding where the forms attach, you know? We're just focusing on the big picture stuff here. Just in general, okay, where would the neck attach to this primitive form, right? Perhaps figuring out how much it can like bend the neck, I mean. By extension, the head, I guess. How much can you rotate it, tilt it, that kind of stuff. Ouch. My legs are really starting to hurt now. Huge. Youch. Youch. Hmm. My back is hurting. Huge. Youch. I was feeling so nice and well and happy with I talked too early. Let me actually do something more useful about it. I'll just lay down on the floor a bit. Give me like 2 minutes or something. Drink some water. Actually, take a short break here. I have to go to a meet. What the hell was that? To a meeting anyway. B. R. B. Then I lay down on the floor a little bit. Ouch. I'll be right back. Okay, I've returned for now. Let me just lie a bit on the floor. Ouch. I think I pulled something in my back. Ouch. We'll see. Hey, I'll be right back. No, I hope that wasn't too loud. Okay, I have returned. Not too sure if I kinda got some relief, but it will suffice for the duration of this stream, I think. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Okay. Like two circular shapes here, I think, is just not really helpful. Hmm. I don't know about this, huh? Hmm. Hmm. How do I... How could I possibly describe this? I mean, I could just say, well, it's now gonna be a bread loaf. It kind of looks like a Korean cat, you know? They kind of breed them in a way where their faces are a bit more mushed together, shorter, I think. Kind of like um, not bulldogs, but the smaller variant. You know, the the kind of like stop fighting meme dog. Hmm. I can't draw the bulldog. What's the name? Not bulldog. I don't know what I'm drawing here. But let's draw the cat loaf here. Let's draw the cat loaf. And figure this out. Wait, so more like this, yes. Hmm. I'm kind of thinking about if I should rewatch some animes and anime, whatever. Some Japanese cartoons. Like, I don't know. What's it called? Um, the one where you have this like special investigator with like his um, kind of partner. Um, something with black. Was it Black Bullet? Ah, yes, yes. Black Bullet. Rentaro Satomi. Enju Aihara. Yes, and I see. Okay, let me draw this cat. Maybe I shouldn't force what kind of forms I use to construct this. The point is for it to be easy to replicate, to be easy to read, quickly to replicate, easy to read, and overall representative of the thing I want to draw, right? That's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, the issue I would assume it's just that I don't have any construction method going on here. I'm just doing elaborate guesswork. But more than anything, I'm just like taking guesses based off of some landmarks. So like, okay, eyes here, nose there, kind of stuff, which heavily relies on, you know, the source image, I guess you could say. Wait, the cat's eyes are basically just... Yes. There's no No white in the eye of a cat? Am I seeing this correctly, or is this incorrect? Or does this look photoshopped? Am I being stupid? This kind of doesn't look right anyway. I can already tell this is not gonna work out, is it? Let me figure something else out. Maybe the cylinder isn't that wrong, you know? Maybe the easiest answer is the correct answer. Sometimes, occasionally. Hmm. Hmm. I suppose looking at the joints would help here, no? I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to figure this out. Does this even qualify as a construction method? I don't think so. But if I do it often enough, perhaps it does. Perhaps it will at some point qualify, you know? Right now it feels like a massive amount of guesswork. Let me just... Wait, this is not right. This is not looking like actual image taken in this environment. Is this even a proper photograph, or is this something else entirely? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm doing more like proportion, like guesswork. I don't know. This might have been a bit too difficult. Like I know nothing about cat anatomy. Absolutely nothing. I don't know where the joints go. You know. I don't know where the. I don't know where the anything goes. It's kind of a fat cat, no? The one I'm drawing here. I've been kind of thinking, you know, while I had my meeting, secret meeting. Um, Thinking about how would you move on from what is basically redrawing reference to actually pulling something from imagination, right? And I'm kind of thinking like it's not that much different from before, with the only exception that after enough repetitions, right, of all the basic stuff, trying to figure out for yourself how form is represented with lines, right, and curves, and how you like abstracting certain, I guess, things. Yes. After doing these, like, basic stuff that we talked about in the past few streams, right? Um, Eventually, out of all of the small decisions, right, would emerge your quote art style, right? Like you have, I don't know, 10,000 times asked yourself, how would I like to represent this form on, I don't know, like this cheek, for example, of this human? How do I like doing that? So that it makes sense to me, because it's a lot of information and you have to break it down into information packages that you can actually work with, right? So after asking yourself these questions enough times, eventually you will arrive at something akin to your art style, I would assume, you know. And the only thing that you then really would do is trying to translate the reference into your art style? No, wait. Maybe you don't ever really transition. Maybe the question was wrong. Maybe you don't transition from, you know, basically redrawing reference to like pulling from imagination. Perhaps that's the same thing. I don't know, guys. I'm confused, and my legs hurt. My feet, sorry, or my ankles rather. I cannot stand anymore. I can't stand this anymore. Quite literally. Hmm. Ouch. Youch. My leg hurt. Fucking hell. Hmm. Ow. Okay, let me try and finish this cat. Ah. I feel like I need some cooling packs. I don't know why my feet hurt so much. Let me drink something first. Ow. Ow. Okay, so I'm certainly not getting the angle right in this, and I haven't taken care to properly describe these forms either. You know? I think we can still do that. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. So I'm still trying to keep the overlap in mind here, right? As I wrote down yesterday when trying to draw Max and miserably fail. Right? So I'm trying to mind that. Make certain lines thicker, others thinner. To signal I guess the transition from outline to form, basically, I guess. I don't know. I'm just doing something, guys. I'm doing anything that kind of looks good, really. That's really all I'm doing. I'm kind of doing all the things that kind of look good. So I'm seeing that a slight bend in this line that marks basically the pupil, right, of the cat. Seeing that the bend is very important here. I don't quite like this. This might be a bit too exaggerated or too far away from the body, or just turned the wrong way. I'm not quite too sure. Me. But let me try and find out which it is, what it is. Hmm. Maybe this works. Kind of seems to work. Kind of. I think. Maybe. Hmm. Hmm. I'm seeing some forms emerge here from the like fur, right? Fur. I think. I think that's right. Fur. This leg is a bit a bit weird looking, but it kind of works somewhat, right? I mean, you can tell this is supposed to be a cat, even though it's not particularly accurate to what a cat would look like. You can tell it's a bit chubby and it's trying to run somewhere or move in some way, at least. You know, you can tell it's moving, I think. Also, I feel like this is not quite working. I would wager it does, though. Yes, it does if you do this. Hmm. Hmm. How could I describe this if I wanted to also kind of include the fur? Would I just draw it in? Like so, maybe? Maybe just hinting at some hair happening here, I guess, is the way to go. I don't know. Kind of feel like that's the way to go. Hmm. Maybe while I'm doing this, I also have to keep in mind that I'm trying to describe the shape below, because the hair is, growing on something, right? Oops. So I would assume that keeping well, this doesn't quite work out. It doesn't look horrible. He's planning his next mischievous deeds, you know? Which is why he's like an orange cat. Orange cats always plan their next mischievous deeds. He's currently on his way to plan more of them, you know? If I used a different brush, I could probably also get a similar effect. You know? I think. Maybe. Perhaps doing just some lines here and there could also help, like with hair, you know? Like, sorry, like with, I mean, the hair of people, right? Anime style mostly. Like, why wouldn't, for example, apply the same idea of um, I don't know, uh, what would I say? So if you have a head, right, and you have some hair going down from it, right? Say this is the neck. Right. Beautiful face, right? Amazing face. What hair usually does is it fluffs out towards the end, but remains pretty straight at the top because there's a lot of weight on these tightly packed, like strands of hair on top of your head, right? I don't know. Perhaps that also would kind of apply. Damn, I'm liking this more and more. Jesus Christ, did I really draw this cat? Eh, oh well. I mean, eventually everyone can make a, pretty picture if you spend long enough. I've drawn 3 images, guys. 3. Kind of sad about it. But it is what it is, right? So, hmm. Shika noko 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 kosh tan tan. Shika. Shika. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know, guys. No clue. No idea. Anyway. Is this even a deer? What would this be? I'm wondering. This is weird. Hmm. Hmm. Not feeling this. I'm not feeling this. I don't know, guys. Still kind of wild how Aslan, I think, from the Chronicles of Narnia, I believe is the English name. Supposed to be like Jesus, or is Jesus? I don't know. I haven't read the books, but I've got a few like videos recommended on the topic. I think it's been a while though. Been a while. I just today had another video recommended. I think maybe I'm misremembering. It's kind of weird. Whoops. Ouch. Hmm. Why did I even bring Narnia up? I guess kind of because of the um yes, the atmosphere of the image of the deer. I guess I don't know. Hmm. I guess today we are just focusing on the faces. Hmm. Kind of looking really weird now that I'm looking a bit closer. Does that make sense? I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. Proportions don't quite work here. I kind of feel like I fucked this one up. Yeah. Hmm. I'm kind of gripping too hard and I'm pressing down too much. Ow. My hand's hurting. How can I fix this? I don't know. Kind of feels like I started incorrectly with the construction, quote unquote, construction. Ow. Yeah, kind of don't feel like I'm gonna be finishing this anytime soon. Can't say I'm unhappy though, like this looks just perfect. Perfect. Guys, it's abrupt, but my feet hurt too much. Legs are killing me too. Hope you learned something. I'm not quite sure I did. Maybe I should write my notes down tomorrow or something. You know, what I actually wrote down. Because it might be difficult finding that stuff later on, you know. For you, that is. I will probably do that in the next streams. Don't know when yet. Oh well. Hope you have a nice rest of your day or beginning of your day. I mean, either way, it's fine. I guess the expression works. Either way. Hmm. Take care of your bodies. Of your body and your bodies, I guess. Yeah. Try to have fun when you draw. You know, be optimistic about it. I guess is my advice for today. I'll probably see you uh, next time or on one of Shiori's streams. I don't know. Is she streaming today? I don't know. I didn't look. I mean, she kind of did a member stream, I think, yeah. So maybe not, actually. There is a stream, 60 minutes. Oh, okay. Well, then I hope you will enjoy Shiori's stream. And, or not, whatever. Have a nice rest of your day. I said that. I said all the important things. This is the way.